Late, possibly with little or no accumulation and a low of 27. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a high of 31. Tomorrow night, skies will clear up, leading to colder temperatures with a low of 10. As we head into Monday, expect colder conditions with sunshine early on, giving way to clouds and a high of 25. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to episode number 100 on the Pulse of New Hampshire, the Mike and the Hoss Show, powered by the Yum Yum Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Dene, and alongside Charlie Hossack for all 100 of these episodes, and J-Dog back in studio for almost all 100. We had CJ a couple times.
Yeah, CJ's filled in.
We'll give you credit for like 97 or 98 of them anyway. But yeah, episode 100. Congratulations,
yeah,
Dog. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dog. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a while. We've been doing this show for a lot more than 100 episodes, but it's
I mean, I'd say we're probably around 400 or 500 anyway,
at least
between the other mediums that we've been on. But for the Pulse of New Hampshire, number 100,
a hundo. That's great. And yeah, you're a math guy. You probably like.
Well, I actually was playing around. I was looking at we've had more episodes than Game of Thrones. We've had more episodes than Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
we've had more episodes than Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
these big powerful shows.
Yeah.
We've had more episodes. Next on our list is Law and Order. We're going to go after Law and Order. 400 plus episodes on.
All right, that's our next goal. We're going to beat Law and Order.
Why not? Why not?
That's great.
So congratulations, Dog. Welcome. How you doing? How's your week?
So far, it's been okay. I mean, we're doing better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's among other things.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Arguably, the biggest game in the NFL season is tomorrow
for the New England Patriots.
Sure. Well, just for the NFL period.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, when you get Week 15, you have an 11-2 team against the 9-4 team who has won the division for the last 5 years. You have the reigning MVP against the potential future MVP.
I'm going to go all in and say that the current NFL MVP.
Well, maybe through Week 14.
We'll see. Yeah.
Is happening. It wasn't flex though, so we were talking about that off air.
It's still a 1 o'clock kickoff. Interesting thing, weather-wise, weather doesn't matter to either one of these teams, especially if you're coming from Buffalo. But they do, or they are predicting a few inches of snow during game time, so there'll be somewhat of a snow factor at Gillette.
Yeah, that worries me a little bit.
Yeah, because Buffalo's accustomed to playing in the snow in June,
and Drake May's not proven in the snow.
Yeah.
So I mean that is a little bit of a factor, and we'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to factor that into when we do our picks at the end of the show. When we do get to our picks, I mean the Bills are favored. The Bills are favored. So it's nice that the Patriots are coming in as underdogs, because I always love a good underdog story. It probably helps.
It's a good underdog story.
As has been our very first sponsor when we started this show.
Yeah. Number one
was the Yum Yum Shop.
It was.
And the Yum Yum Shop is also with us today on episode number 100. They're also doing the trivia today.
I remember when we first started and we were told you need to go and get a sponsor for the show.
Yeah.
And the person that told us that had no faith in that we would be able to get it. And I remember we walked down to Yum Yum Shop. We went in, and remember we would do some of our show prep right inside Yum Yum Shop.
Yeah, I do.
And we came back and said we got ourselves a sponsor. And I'm going to throw the name out because I know he listens to the show and we love him. Eric, thank you so much for having faith in us to kind of give us a shot on the radio. And we came back, and the rest.
And Peter Kelly of the Yum Yum Shop.
Peter Kelly of the Yum Yum Shop, and the rest really is history. Yep. So first sponsor, thank you, Peter Kelly. Thank you, Yum Yum Shop.
And speaking of that, Mike and the Hoss is, as we said, powered by the Yum Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro. Can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our previous shows on the Pulse Podcast Network, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yum Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar. And, of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yumyumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off the Gingy Box. It is Gingy Box season at the Yum Yum Shop, so call ahead and order, and you can get 20% off your Gingy Box if you mention us.
Yeah.
Now you can join our conversation, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080. A special thanks to the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London for sponsoring our Facebook Live and our YouTube live stream.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you're watching right now on Facebook or YouTube, Dog has it up there. You can go ahead and actually purchase a book.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, book. Yeah,
We
book.
talked about that
Yeah,
last week.
book written by Bernie Hines, and all proceeds of this children's book, you can get it at Yum Yum Shop, or you can buy it at yumyumshop.com. It goes to the Child Advocacy Center of Carroll County. It's going to be all donations, and we appreciate your support. I know that the Yum Yum Shop appreciates your support, and thanks for doing that. And thank you, Bernie, for writing that book. We love the book, and it's just a great book to have, maybe to put under your Christmas tree.
Another one of our longtime sponsors is the Back Bay Boathouse, and they sponsor our opening takes, which are obviously brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse.
Yeah, where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order the $5 Mike in the Hoss penalty box during happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Here's an interesting thing, and I think we mentioned this. On Wednesday nights, they do the wing, all you can eat. It's not all you can eat, but they have a wing competition where you purchase wings, and they have a winner for how many wings you can eat.
I was there.
Yeah. And so it's mostly been high school kids, specifically high school boys, that are winning this. But I was thinking, they're eating like 49, 50 wings. That's a lot of wings.
Quick story. I was there. It was one of our hockey players won this week,
right.
And we had a little coaches thing, and two of our coaches tried to keep up.
Okay. Like how
one
many,
of them
how
didn't
many
make
could
it.
they
One of
eat?
them didn't make it to practice on Thursday.
Wasn't the winning total like 49?
It was 49, and one coach went to 36, another one went to 30.
That's still a lot of wings.
It's a ton
There's
of
no
wings.
way I could win.
I've capped out at 18. They also have a soup flight, which if you ever seen a drink flight, they had a soup flight, and I brought my wife along, and she had the soup flight, and it was fantastic.
Hey, all right, corn chowder. I saw
that was on there.
One of my favorites.
All right. Anyway, do you want to go first? You want to do mine?
You can. Let's talk about ticket prices.
I was fortunate enough to go down to the Bruins game last Saturday. I kind of mentioned it to you. Brought Will down real quick. The Boston Bruins is a great product. They're doing well. They won. We had nice seats. We paid a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
But if you plan on going to the FIFA World Cup, you're going to be very disappointed when you see the ticket prices that they are charging.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I don't want to interrupt, but I actually had considered, because this is, potentially a once in a lifetime opportunity, I had actually considered maybe I would go to Gillette.
So I guess when I was reading about it, that there was some sort of an understanding between FIFA, the World Cup, and I don't know, whatever organizations that they support, that there would be reasonable ticket prices. And they were going to offer hundreds of thousands of tickets at like $60, which has been the practice in the past.
Okay.
That they have these reasonable ticket prices so the average Joe can go get the ticket.
Yeah.
That's not happening. So they have a few tickets that are at $180 a piece, but then they even that's high. And then they quickly rise. So if you wanted to catch the semifinals or the finals, the cheapest seats are $4,000.
Wow. That's like Super Bowl-esque prices.
Yes, and this is the ticket window price. This is not your StubHub prices or your secondary market prices. This is what they're paying to get those tickets. Yeah. And there's some backlash with FIFA. Now, we've talked about soccer community quite a bit in terms of the MLS moving to Apple TV and how that was a bad move. And I have some data, and I think FIFA's just going into the same realm. And this has to do with just access to your sport because. And I don't know, maybe this generates more money. Yeah. But it's reducing the access to the sport. So when the MLS before they went to the Apple TV subscription, they were doing, somewhere around 300,000 views when they were on Fox and so on. And their finals was getting 400,000 or 500,000 views.
Okay.
Those numbers are down to about 100,000 views.
Wow, because you have to pay
60,000 views, 100,000 views, 80,000 views since they've gone to this. So I don't know. I don't have the numbers in terms of is it generating more income, and I appreciate our capitalist society, and I'm sure you do too.
Sure.
That it's all about making money, but isn't it also about growing your sport? Yeah. And soccer over the last 3 years, and now they're doing it with the World Cup, are taking away the average Joes from being able to access their sport. We would love to see Lionel Messi score goals in Miami because he scores about 2 a night. Yeah. It would be great TV. I'm not buying I have Apple,
not getting the package,
but I'm not getting the MLS subscription, which is on top of that.
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense. And we're seeing FIFA do the exact same thing. So the prices right now are priced from $180 to $1,500 for the opening round. The finals are ranging from $4,500 to $8,500. And then I went into the Apple TV fiasco.
Yeah.
That they've reduced their numbers of people watching their sport by almost 75%.
So when you think of soccer, right? And I mean, they used to have commercials like this, but you think of like little kids, and maybe they're playing barefoot. You can just play. Maybe they're playing in a dirt field, and it's just kind of like soccer is a sport that anybody can access. It's not based on socioeconomic status, right? The poor can play, the rich can play. It's just anybody that wants to play soccer can play. And some of the best soccer players in the world came from poverty. So now you've created a situation where it's the haves and have-nots. That's what's been being, not you haven't created, but FIFA has created this soccer and the access to being able to enjoy soccer.
And just not to pin it on soccer. I think we're seeing this. I mean, we went to the Bruins game last week, and it was just two of us, so it made it a little bit more affordable. But we were still $275, $300 for 2 tickets, not including the parking, not including anything that we got there. And a friggin' beer is $18 for a small one.
Yeah.
And it's insane. They're pricing out the average Joes. They're pricing out the people that are playing the sports, and they're making it, to your point, the haves and the have-nots. Yeah. And I don't know if generally society is going down in that direction, because we're seeing that with housing. We're seeing that with a lot of things.
Of course. Yeah.
Vacations.
Right.
But right now, you're not seeing those $10, $15 tickets that you used to be able to see, where somebody could walk up and go to a game.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to date myself, and you've heard this story before, but back when I was in high school, I was in high school in California, so I would go to Oakland A's games and I go to San Francisco Giants games, and we would go all the time. We'd cut school and we'd go to they called them the businessman specials. So you'd play a midweek game, a Wednesday game, because it was a travel day. But you could go and get a ticket. And I know this was in 1989, guys. I get that. But you could go get a ticket for $2.50 at Candlestick at the time. And Oakland was a little more money. It was like $3 to $5. But that's when, like, I, as a high school kid, could do that. I had some money in my pocket and I could go to these games. All of that's gone. And I understand with inflation. So even if that ticket were now $20, those don't exist anymore. That's gone at Fenway.
I guess it can, but can it keep going in this direction? Eventually, is there going to be a wall where people say enough's enough?
Well, enough is enough. It means that the people aren't going to go. But the problem is,
people still go.
I know. I mean, but yeah, you're right. But who are those people that are going? Like I'll take in a game or two a year, right? Which is exciting, and I like it. But we like to travel, and we've said this before. You can travel to other ballparks around the country. And Dog, I know you do this as well, and it's less money than Fenway. But it's still to the point where I would just as soon watch it on TV than have to spend hundreds of dollars to attend the game.
The Bruins were sold out that night.
Sure.
They did not have McAvoy.
Right.
They did not have Pasternak. They did not have Jack Hughes playing. They played the Devils. Yeah. Jack Hughes wasn't playing. So they're going to sell. Three marquee players were not playing, and they were sold out.
Mike, it was still a great night. If we were playing next week, the Bruins would still sell out because people are going to go to the Bruins. But what I'm asking, and I know it's a rhetorical question, who are the people that are going to the Bruins game? You're a big fan, and so is your son. But are you surrounded by people that are there because it's a business opportunity? Someone gave them tickets because it's, once again, a business, part of the business. Who are the fans? Do you have the I mean, for lack of a better way to say this, the beer chugging, beer belly Bruins guy that just maybe got off the job site is coming to the game?
He was sitting behind me.
Good. All right.
He was there. He was there. But no, I hear what you're saying, and it's much different than you going to a game back in 1989 at the Garden.
Yeah.
Where if you sat in the balcony, you barely could see the rink because there was cigarette smoke up at the top of the Garden.
Yeah, right.
That vibe is not there anymore. I opened the show saying it was a great product. It still is a great product.
Sure.
But I'm getting priced out, and I think middle class in general is getting priced out of these things. So.
And dare I say this, the NHL is a much better product than the NBA.
100%. I would rather go see an NHL game all day long than an NBA game.
Absolutely.
It's so different in that rink, especially when they win.
Yeah.
The positive feelings when they win, right. Because on an NBA game, they're scoring, each team's scoring roughly 50 baskets a game.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to overly cheer at 50.
No.
But in an NHL game,
you only get a few
you
goals.
only get a few goals. You cheer and everybody's feeling it.
Did you hear walking out? Were there any? Because every event that I go to at the Garden, they always turn into the Yankees suck chant. Did that break out at some point?
Always, every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It always puts a smile on my face.
Yes, it does. All right. We'll be right back.
Take the pulse of New Hampshire with you anywhere
And anytime.
Just ask your smart device to play the pulse of NH.
Are you someone who loves networking and seeking a new opportunity to grow financially? Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 job where every day is the same? If so, you're media, the this radio station you're loving right now. We're accepting resumes for dynamic and driven marketing consultants to join our team. If you're passionate about radio, music, events, digital, and the idea of helping businesses grow, it's time we met. Our marketing consultants have the autonomy to create their own schedule, say yes when others say no, enjoy comp plans like you've never seen in media sales, and spend their days in the communities that matter to them. At Bay Media, you'll be a crucial part of our team that is dedicated to helping businesses succeed while enjoying the process. And the best part, no income limits. The harder you work, the more you can earn. To learn more and submit your resume today, simply text opportunity to 78,000. That's opportunity to 78,000. We can't wait to meet you.
Ben, Buddy looks amazing. I love his new haircut. Where'd you take him?
Nowhere. Wolfie's mobile pet spa came right to my house. No stressful car ride. The waiting rooms. Buddy got a full groom right in my driveway.
Really? Between work and the kids' schedules, I have no time to get Bella to the groomer. So they come to you?
Yes, they do.
That sounds like a dream. Bella hates car rides. Do they do big dogs?
Oh, yeah. All breeds, all sizes. You don't even have to be home, so you can schedule anytime after the initial visit.
Nice.
And they don't just groom, they do dog walking and even pet sitting. When I went on vacation, they came and fed Buddy and took him on his daily walks at my house. No kennels, no stress.
That's perfect. I always feel guilty leaving Bella at a boarding place. How was Buddy after?
So happy. And they sent me updates and pictures.
Quickly
Plus,
talk
their
to
walkers are
Miguel.
trained, so I know he's in great hands.
I'm sold. I'm booking at Wolfie's of Concord and Manchester today.
Wolfies of Concord and Manchester. Mobile grooming, pet sitting, and dog walking that comes to you. Pamper your pet today at WOOFIES.com.
Are you in need of a reliable and trustworthy auto repair shop? Look no further than Pellerin Motorsports, located at 219 Pembroke Street in Pembroke. Meet Brandon and Ryan, your expert mechanics, who are dedicated to providing honest and reliable service to all their customers.
Hey, it's Ryan from Pellerin Motorsports.
And I'm Brandon.
You know, at Pellerin Motorsports, we believe in doing things the right way the first time. We're not going to try to sell you unnecessary repairs or try to upsell you on services you don't need. Your trust means everything to us.
That's right. We treat every vehicle like it's our own. No, we are committed to fixing your vehicle right the first time. We've got the knowledge and expertise to tackle any problem that comes our way.
And we also know how important your family safety is to you. That's why we go above and beyond to make sure your vehicle is reliable and safe.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the repairs. When you drive into Pellerin Motorsports, you become part of our automotive family.
So listen, if you're tired of being taken advantage of, come down to Pellerin Motorsports. We're waiting to take care of all your automotive needs.
Give us a call at 210-1637.
Coming up at noon, we talk tech with Jim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the pulse of New Hampshire.
I think the music has been a nice initial touch to our show, and I'm glad that we've, it wasn't there on show one. And because of the live streaming, we can't play. Yeah, I would love to have Taylor Swift, of course, coming in, something like
we
that.
Can't do that.
Or,
Happy birthday, Taylor Swift.
Happy birthday,
yes,
Taylor Swift.
happy and happy birthday to our good friend Josh Spalding.
That's right.
Yes,
big number 50 for Josh.
Yeah, happy 50th birthday, Josh.
Josh has been on the show many times.
Yeah, he works. He's a sports editor for Salmon Sports Press, and today he's actually at UNH covering a indoor track meet.
Excellent.
So happy birthday, Josh.
All right, let's do some New Hampshire sports, even though it's not necessarily New Hampshire sports centric today, but we're going to swing it back to it.
All right, New Hampshire sports is brought to you by Bailey's Bubble. Family owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you.
So the first topic is really your opening take that we're going to, because it was all over the news and social media this week, and it has to deal with college sports.
It does. So it's if we're going to start, our topic really deals with a bad dude. This guy is a bad dude. Sharon Moore. Sharon Moore was fired as head football coach for the University of Michigan. After he was fired, he was arrested. He has been charged with home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering. And remember, he was kind of tied up, and we've talked about him before, with the Harbaugh thing and the recruiting issues and things like that. So he was kind of part of all of that. But
he's been tied up with a couple things. He was tied up with the recruiting thing, but he was also tied up with the sign stealing thing too. That remember we talked about that one too.
Yep.
He has served suspension, I believe, for both of those.
Yeah. Yeah. So the University of Michigan's athletic director stated that Sharon Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which constitutes a clear violation of university policy. Right now, I mean, he was jailed. He may still be jailed. I think that he's probably going to get out on bond. But the police investigation is ongoing. This guy faces this. So the not the stalking, but the
on Tuesday he was the head coach of the Michigan State Michigan Wolverines.
The home invasion is a felony. This guy could end up 5 years in prison. This is a bad dude.
I think you're selling it short too.
Yeah.
He had an affair.
Yes.
A long-term affair.
He's married with 3 daughters.
With a staffer.
Yeah.
And he was very public about his affair. And finally, one of his assistant coaches, because he was the head coach, one of his assistant coaches told on him, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And then the athletic director and the president brought him into the office, and they asked him straight up about it.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. And they said, okay, you're fired.
You're done.
And then he drove to the girlfriend's house
and said, and then he said, "You've ruined my life," and he said he was going to harm himself and all of this stuff. Yeah, that's. I mean, this
and there keeps being. If you guys, if you're interested in this for any reason, look at the timeline of Sharon Moore from about 2018.
Yeah,
and he's involved with a lot of different things,
right?
Which is kind of surprising that Michigan had him gave him the coaching job in the first place.
Right.
Well, he was the interim at first.
He was the interim, and obviously under Harbaugh and took over. And I don't know this. I'm just throwing this out there. Obviously, he has a high enough football acumen that he can be the University of Michigan head coach. Well, not anymore, but he's just a bad guy. Like he has. I mean, you talk about having an affair and then threatening and breaking and entering, and and then having this affair publicly.
Yeah.
And it just, everything about this guy just says he's a bad dude.
Maybe it's because it's Michigan and it's such a major program, but the legs that it got on the internet from basically Tuesday on, that people are like, what the heck is going on in Michigan?
Yeah. And how about this? So obviously every recruit for the University of Michigan is now exiting stage left. So the University of Michigan football program is going to turn into a complete mess.
Yeah.
Because any recruit, people are going to be going, and the current players are going to be going into the portal and getting out of there. So this is decimating University of Michigan.
Speaking of decimating a university, and this doesn't necessarily have to deal with the United States. This is about McGill University.
Prestigious
McGill University, one of the #1 colleges in Canada, and are basically axing most of their athletic programs.
Yeah.
They cut 25 sports. And I'm talking about this because you and I have kicked around. It's like, what's the future of school athletics?
Yeah.
Because of the financial commitment that is being made to these programs.
Right.
And McGill looks like they're the ones that are going, through the wall first.
Yeah.
They're saying they do not make economic sense for us anymore
to keep.
And so they're cutting 25 programs instantly.
Yeah. But did you see, and I know you did,
but most of them are female programs.
I was going to say the programs they're cutting, it actually makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like the programs that are cutting, they're not cutting the basketball team. They're not cutting the football team. They're cutting the badminton team. They're cutting logger sports, Mike. They're cutting the fencing team, field hockey, figure skating, And I understand that these are men's and women's. They're cutting women's
Baseball,
lacrosse.
baseball.
Yeah, women's lacrosse they're cutting. They're cutting
Fencing.
men's and women's track and field.
Field hockey, logger sports.
Yeah,
which-
logger sports.
I mean, if you're in Canada,
if you're from Canada, that's all you
You're gonna
have.
have a logger
That's what you
sport.
have, right?
You're both right when you get to McGill University.
Yeah, men's and women's tennis. So yes, the majority of these are women's. Women's rugby is going away. Sailing. So these are sports that I understand the sailing team isn't going to make money for you, but I don't think it's fair. I don't like it.
Well,
cut some of the major sports and maybe be able to keep some of these smaller sports.
But is this, and this is why I brought it up, is this a sign of things to come?
I think it is.
I really thought that if school sports were going to start getting cut, it was going to start at the middle school level because,
Sure.
it was going to
Yeah.
work its way up. I didn't think it was going to work its way down.
Right.
And I feel like now that they're doing it, that they've gone through the wall, because it's always the first one going through the wall.
Right.
Are other schools going to say, why are we paying $3 or $4 million for these sports? They're not generating the money.
Right.
The football program generates the money, so we're not going to cut
course.
that,
Right,
obviously.
right, yeah.
But why are we paying this money when we're trying to keep costs down?
Yeah.
We're not getting more admission because of these sports necessarily.
Right.
It's just it provides a better environment for our student body. That's it. But financially, we have to make this decision. Are now other schools going to be like, let's use UNH because that's local
Sure,
for
that's
us.
local for
Is
us, yeah.
UNH going to take a look at it? And they've cut sports in the past. They cut the baseball program, years ago.
Yeah.
But are they going to look at now sports and say, this sport's not generating, this is costing us more money than it's worth, and we're going to cut that.
Right.
And is that going to move it to a high school now? And a high school is going to say, our football team doesn't win. It
Yeah.
costs us more money than it's worth. Or our hockey team, I'll bring it home to me.
Yeah.
Our hockey team is costing us
Yeah.
$85,000
The
a
rink
year
costs are killing us.
in
Yeah.
ice team and
Yeah.
everything like that. It's not like we're getting admission for this. There's AAU programs and private programs these kids can play in
Yeah.
that most of them are already playing in anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
So we got to keep our taxes down. We're getting hit on taxes. We can't pass a budget. Let's axe that program. And I'm afraid that this McGill thing is going to open the door for other schools to say, not just colleges, but for high schools to say it can be done.
Right. You made a good point about the middle school piece. And I think we're actually starting to see this, Mike, at the middle school level, because you have middle school programs that aren't existing because there are local organizations that say maybe they run lacrosse, for example. And there's been conversations about local, could the local Pop Warner take care of the football? So you're seeing that where you can start axing and cutting these middle school programs because there are local organizations that can run them. Some of them are for a fee. A lot of them are actually for a fee.
They're all for a fee.
Yeah,
The local organizations, they're all for a
They're all
fee.
for a fee. So you're going to see that, and you're right, and it's going to start trickling from middle school to high school. And you're right. We could look back maybe 10 or 15 years, or look at down the road 10 or 15 years from now, and there might only be 2 sports in the fall, one for guys, one for girls. And the other programs have been eliminated.
Yeah, I'm really, this caught my attention because not necessarily, it's, I don't watch a lot of McGill sports. I don't know if you do.
I don't. And
although I
don't
do want
watch,
to tune into logger sports. I do want to tune into that.
I
but
do want to see logger sports. I'm probably not going to watch badminton. All right. But you know what I'm saying?
I know.
So
Dog?
To your point, guys, with high school sports, this is why it is imperative in your community to support these athletics when they have these sales in terms of bake sales, when it comes to when I know it's sometimes cumbersome when they go door to door with they have the restaurants and or bookstores and or local merchants on that little strip that they have of sheets, but that's keeps them alive in the future. So it is imperative to support them. Otherwise, what you just mentioned, Mike, it could go by way of McGill University and axing these programs, guys, where there's only going to be one guys, one girls sports per fall and winter and spring.
Yeah, agreed. Good point, Dog.
Yeah, great point. We've talked about this, the amount of fundraising that now has to happen at the school level.
Yeah.
On our hockey team, we basically have a fundraising group that just goes out
That's what
there
their
and
job is.
whether it be programs for the games,
Yeah.
they're getting advertising, they're
Selling items.
It'd be just anything. A
Yeah.
school store
Yeah.
that you can get swag from the team. All this stuff generates, and to Dog's point, it keeps the program going.
Right.
But these are still big bills, and I'm afraid that in New Hampshire, if you talk about New Hampshire centric, because our property taxes are such a major piece of the school budget,
Yeah.
that, and people are complaining about their property taxes all the time,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Sure.
That athletics is kind of an easy one to cut.
Yeah.
And that's going to be really the first thing that falls.
Yeah, and we're hearing those conversations. Tax bills just came out. You got yours, I got mine, and people are all over. They love Facebook and social media, and they're already complaining. What can we cut? What can we cut? We can get rid of athletics. Let's cut some teachers. Whatever it is, they're always looking to where can we trim. What's the easiest thing to trim? Sadly, athletics.
Yeah. I mean, how do you justify cutting an academic program ahead of an athletic program?
Of course you can't. Because they're student athletes, student first.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Hopefully this doesn't happen, but it may. All right, when we come back, we're going to have some trivia brought to you by the Yum Yum Shop. And we're going to talk a little quick thought about the Bruins, where the Bruins are and the Celtics are. So we'll be right back.
News, information, and discussion. This is 107.7 WTPL.
Hey, it's Kevin.
And I'm Lisa, and we're here to talk about a federal tax credit. Did you know that some of our products qualify for a federal tax credit of up to $1,200?
Lisa, are you saying I can reduce my income taxes by $1,200 for the purchase of new window treatments?
Yes, you can, but you need to hurry and purchase before the end of this year.
Right now is the perfect time to get your free in-home design consultation from Budget Blind. And as always, includes the best in the industry with our exclusive 5-year, no questions asked warranty.
We carry blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, and motorized window coverings, and are your local in-home automation expert.
To get started today, text blinds to 78,000.
That's blinds to 78,000.
For blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, and motorized window coverings, shop Budget Blinds. Text blinds to 78,000.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Ugh, I don't get it. I'm doing everything they said to do. Maxing my 401k, buying stocks, trying to save what's left after bills, and I'm still not getting ahead.
That's because you're following the normal plan, the one that keeps most people broke.
So what? I just stopped saving?
No, you start winning. I read Sean Dempsey's new book, Financial Cheat Codes, and it changed everything. It showed me that being normal is the problem.
How so?
Well, Sean explains how to build passive income that's greater than your monthly expenses. He uses principles from legends like Robert Kiyosaki to help regular people break free from debt and build wealth.
So you're saying there's a cheat code for financial freedom?
Exactly. The system is rigged, but Sean shows you how to play it smarter.
Hey, where do I get it?
Go to financialcheatcodes.net and grab your copy. The book launches January 1st.
Financial Cheat Codes by Sean Dempsey, available January 1st, 2026. Visit financialcheatcodes.net. Don't just save money, learn how to win the game of money.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free to download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Charlie, I like your trivia question.
Yeah.
Now, Dog and I were able to get it.
Yeah.
But you have a follow-up on the trivia question that I think is
I do.
such an interesting little fact nugget.
Yeah.
That I can't wait to get to that.
Yeah,
part.
we'll get to the follow-up, but you got to answer this.
You got to answer. You got to make sure you call people. You got to make sure you call on this one because the second part is really good.
Yeah. All right. It's 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080. Today's trivia is sponsored by the Yum Yum Shop. Thank you, Peter Kelly and the Yum Yum Shop. You're going to get a chance to win a gift card All right, here's the trivia. Who holds the record for most NFL receiving yards after the age of 40? Who holds the record for the most NFL receiving yards after the age of 40? 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080 for a chance to win a Yum Yum Shop gift card.
So while we're waiting for the phone to ring, hopefully it's going to ring. Next week, we're going to have a little preview. We're going to probably get to athletes. Mike and the Hoss, athlete of the year.
Yeah, athlete of the year. Yes.
You know, Time Magazine, Sports Illustrated, all that kind of stuff chose theirs, but
yes,
we think ours is better.
Yeah.
I'd mentioned again, I'd gone to the Bruins last week, and we have said that the Bruins are doing better than we thought they would. Trying to find my stat piece, and there is. What I find interesting about the Bruins right now, they're in fifth place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
which is kind of where the playoffs are. They have a weird formula for playoffs. They are one win away from first place,
right?
And they're one loss away from 10th place, being out of the playoffs.
So to put it in perspective for the listeners, so the top team has 40 points, tied with the Hurricanes and the Capitals have 40 points. The Bruins have 38 points, and then the bottom team in the division right now would be or the Sabres, right? They're down.
They're at 30,
down.
but
Yeah, they're at 30.
The playoff line is at 35 points.
Yeah. So it's anybody right now. It's anybody. Anybody could win this.
So that game that I went to the other night, they won. They beat the Devils. The Devils were roughly tied with the Devils.
Yeah.
And they not only did the Devils were ahead of them by 2 places on Saturday night.
Right.
Now the Devils are behind them by 6.
It's wild.
It is so tight right now.
So truly every game matters.
The story of the NHL right now, though, is Colorado. I don't know if you've caught in Colorado. So far this year, we're in December now. We're in mid-December. They have 2 regulation losses. That's it. They have 2 regulation losses.
Incredible.
They have some overtime losses, but they have 2 regulation losses. The scoring leaders for the NHL, the first 4 are Colorado guys, or the plus-minus leaders. Nathan McKinnon he's like plus 35, and it's only December.
Wow.
It's incredible the numbers that Colorado's putting in. They're running away with it, but they're over 50 points.
If you are a resident of Colorado, you're pretty happy because you've got the Avalanche and you've got the Broncos.
Which we're going to talk about in picks. The other topic, the Celtics.
Yeah.
Who are on a little bit of a heater. They lost the other night, but they're on a little bit of a heater, and me specifically, have been really down on Joe Mazzulla, their style of play. I'm still am.
Our poll question a couple weeks ago, they want him fired. Yeah,
100%.
Fired Joe Mazzulla, and the Celtics are 3rd right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still their style of play, the 3-pointers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
His attitude at the podium. I think the difference right now is the ball's going in the hoop.
Yeah.
Seriously, they're taking the same shots.
Yeah.
The ball's going in the hoop. They might have come down a little bit on the 3-pointers. They're now in the 40s rather than they were in the 50s.
I mean, when they start shooting 20, 30%, that'll change. But someone said to me the other day, said, you need to stop beating up the NBA. And I said, why? They said, the game has changed. You sound like you're 100 years old. The game has changed into it's going to be a 3-point shooting contest. For a majority of these games. And I said, I don't know. I said, it's just so why do you pass up the layup when the layup's there or, throw it into the paint and get the easy bucket? And,
but I don't understand why should you back off? That should be a reason to jump on it.
I know. Well, back off because the game has changed. The game has moved past me is what the person was trying to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're not sitting here asking Bob Cousy to do a layup. I mean, this is not. We're talking about playing basketball.
I'm not giving up on this. I'm just saying, I don't want them to shoot 50 plus 3-pointers a game. That's what I'm saying. Especially when you're pulling up for a 3-point shot, when you actually have a guy open that's 5 feet away from the basket. Pass the ball, get the easy bucket instead of you taking a 3-point shot that may or may not go in when the layup is pretty much a higher percentage shot or dunk the ball.
What I tune in the NBA, and I tune off the NBA as soon as I see a guy get a rebound, dribble down the floor, not pass the ball one single time,
and just take a shot.
Yeah, that's when I say, okay, well, why am I watching this game? I would just watch an individual one-on-one game.
Right.
And that's what seriously. That's when
if everybody could just get to the side, I'm going to come down and shoot.
My TikTok feed has been. I've been getting Jason Williams stuff.
Oh yeah,
white chocolate.
Yeah.
And I wish I appreciated him more when he was playing. Because he is so entertaining, and his TikTok stuff, his reels are spectacular.
Yeah.
If you enjoy passing and trickery and all that kind of stuff,
yeah.
The Professor's another one. He doesn't have the success that Jason Williams did, but I like that magic is not there. Yeah. We don't see Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
with the passing and everything like that. You don't see that.
Yeah,
you're lucky to see a pass. You don't. You're not seeing the no looks anymore.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the behind the backs like there used to be always a couple guys in the league that would do things like that.
Right.
And you don't see that. And I think the league is missing that. Now, your best player in the league, Steph Curry. Let's call Steph Curry the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Ish. I know he was getting older, but he was famous for mostly shooting.
Yeah.
It wasn't magic around the rim.
Yeah, great shot.
It was shooting. And it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's kind of boring just watching a guy just chuck up threes all day long.
But you're right. Even those, but the old Celtics, you'd see the behind the back passes, the no look passes, and it just
Larry Bird. I to whoever was giving you a hard time. I don't want to be dating us, but there is an element of creativity that we miss.
Yeah.
And
Larry would really bounce the ball through the defender's legs, things like that. Yeah, you're right. We're not seeing that.
Why don't you read the trivia one more time, and hopefully somebody's going to call because I really want to get to the second part.
Gotcha. Today's trivia is sponsored by the Yum Yum Shop. Who holds the record for most NFL receiving yards after the age of 40? Who holds the record for most NFL receiving yards after the age of 40? 603-228-2080. 603-228-2080.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk NFL, Patriots, Bills preview, and obviously our picks. So we'll be right back.
107.7 WTPL, the pulse of New Hampshire.
Are you someone who loves networking and seeking a new opportunity to grow financially? Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 job where every day is the same? If so, here at Penny Media, the home of this radio station you're loving right now, we're accepting resumes for dynamic and driven marketing consultants to join our team. If you're passionate about radio, music, events, digital, and the idea of helping businesses grow, it's time we met. Our marketing consultants have the autonomy to create their own schedule, say yes when others say no, enjoy comp plans like you've never seen in media sales, and spend their days in the communities that matter to them. At Penny Media, you'll be a crucial part of our team that is dedicated to helping businesses succeed while enjoying the process. And the best part? No income limits. The harder you work, the more you can earn. To learn more and submit your resume today, simply text OPPORTUNITY to 78,000. That's OPPORTUNITY to 78,000. We can't wait to meet you.
This holiday season, give the gift of fun at Fun Spot, the largest arcade in the world. For over 70 years, families and friends have been making memories with over 600 games, from classic favorites to the rarest games on earth. Challenge your skills at 20 lanes of traditional or candlepin bowling, 18 holes of indoor mini golf, and kiddie rides for the little ones. Fun Spot truly has something for everyone. Hungry from all the fun? Grab a bite at the Braggin' Dragon restaurant or enjoy a festive drink or craft beer at the tavern. Still searching for the perfect gift? Fun Spot gift cards make everyone's holidays brighter, and if you can't make it in, they'll ship them to you for free. From young to old, everyone loves Fun Spot. This holiday season, give the gift of fun, excitement, and memories that will last a lifetime. Open every day, all year round. Find them on Route 3, Weirs Beach, Laconia, or visit funspotnh.com. This holiday, give fun, excitement, and memories that last a lifetime. Find them on Route 3, Weirs Beach, Laconia, or at funspotnh.com.
Hear that? Exactly. That's the sound of McDonald's extra value meal. Sausage McMuffin with egg, hash brown, small hot coffee, and sweet golden silence. All for only $5.
So excited. We gotta mention that.
Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not doing the big guys. The truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plan starts at
Segway guy?
$60 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Where's Rick Santos going?
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike on the mic, Hoss playing boss. Wolf for a nights where the snow gets tossed. Talking Sox packs with a swagger of fuss. Dedicated dads, coaches, no loss. The field to the ring, they know everything. Teaching kids like
In honor of our 100th show, we want to wish Dick Van Dyke.
Yes. Happy birthday,
Happy
Dick Van
birthday,
Dyke.
Dick. He's 100 years old.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for him. Thanks for putting that up, Doug.
And
we get some breaking news, right?
At least Dick Van Dyke and Mike and the Hoss did. So there you go.
Yeah. Breaking news: Rick Santos, the UNH head football coach, is moving on. He has resigned from the UNH football
He's
team.
leaving UNH. He's going to the University of Pennsylvania to become the head coach there.
That's breaking news brought to you on Mike and Hoss. If you're listening live.
Yeah. And then was there any more breaking news? No.
Well, is the Polanco one?
Yeah.
Signing with the Mets?
The Polanco signed with the Mets. Yeah. Go figure.
You gotta really know. We were talking about him off air. So
Yeah.
Let's do trivia one more time.
Yes.
And hopefully somebody's going to call in.
All right. The number that you need, 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080. Who holds the record for the most NFL receiving yards after the age of 40? And we want you to call in because we want to share with you who number 2 is.
And you do not have to travel to Wolfboro to the MM shop to use
you
this
can do it
gift
right
card.
on.
You can do it online.
Do it right online. So 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080. Who holds the record for the most NFL receiving yards after the age of 40?
So we opened the show talking about obviously our 100th episode, but also the biggest game in the NFL thus far this year happening tomorrow. And I think we could say that. I think when you look at star power, future versus present, first place versus second place, what it means in the division, what it means in the conference, I think that it's fair to say that this is probably the biggest game in the NFL. It's happening in Foxborough tomorrow, where the Buffalo Bills are coming to play the New England Patriots. The Patriots had already beaten them in Buffalo. A lot of arguments that they caught the Bills by surprise. They weren't expecting that, which is probably fair. And then you get the arguments about the Patriots schedule and how easy it was. But if you pull up the Bills schedule, it's not that much different. They've played most of the same teams. And the Bills have lost to a lot of these teams. The Bills lost to Carolina. They lost to Miami.
It's got to be tough to be a Bills fan, because if you're a Bills fan, the Patriots have been down for multiple years now, and obviously this year they're not down. But the Bills had every opportunity over the past 3-4 years to actually win the Super Bowl.
Yes,
to go and win the Super Bowl, and it's slipping. It's slipping from their hands. And this year it doesn't look great for the Buffalo Bills either. Coming into Foxborough tomorrow. So I think this potentially I think you're right, Mike. This is a moment where we're seeing a shift again. And I thought, as a Patriots fan, I thought this shift was going to happen multiple years down the road. And oh my gosh, here we are.
We have a caller for trivia.
Oh, good.
Keith from Pembroke has an answer. Keith, what is the answer to Carlos trivia?
I believe it's Jerry Rice.
Yes, you are correct. It
Well
is
done.
Jerry Rice. He had 2,169 yards and 161 catches and 10 touchdowns after the age of 40.
But the best news, Keith, stay on the line. Congratulations and thanks for listening.
Yeah.
But the best news is who's in second place.
Check this out, Keith. The second place person. You want to take a guess, Keith? Who do you think second place might be? I'll give you the stats. 6 yards and 1 catch.
Would be
What'd you say? What do you think?
I couldn't come up with one.
All right, that's okay. You're going to be blown away by this. Second place after the age of 40 is Tom Brady. Tom Brady has 1 catch and 6 yards, and he's second place behind Jerry Rice.
So, a little factoid.
Thanks
for calling, Keith. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for calling.
Stay on the line. Dog is going to take your information.
And thanks for listening to the show. So, yeah, Jerry Rice, number 1, and then Tom Brady. Crazy.
So Dog's going to take his information. Then we got to do the poll question from this week and last week.
Yeah.
And we got to get to our picks. So we got about 4 or 5 minutes to do this.
But Patriots Bills, huge game.
And we're going to pick it. I I was busting on you guys because a good
You
friend
were,
of the show
yeah, sure.
is a big Bills fan.
Bills fan,
And I said it wasn't going to be close. And I want to stay with that. It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
Yeah, a couple inches. Yeah, but Buffalo plays well in the snow.
I know. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem with my pick.
Okay, I see
Buffalo
what you're saying.
plays
I see
well.
what you're saying. So you're getting something now you can back off a little.
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. Before we go to picks, let's do the poll question from last week and this week, Dog.
Okay, last week's poll question on X at the Pulse of NH was, will both Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft be inducted into the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class? 53.8% saying yes, 46.2% saying no. This week's is, will the Red Sox sign Alex Bregman? Yes or no?
So Alex Bregman is basically one of the only major free agents still that's left out there, and the Red Sox, maybe. I mean, I'm at a maybe on it. I don't know if that's
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking yes for the sake of the PR.
Yeah, I think they need to. I mean, I think we were talking off air, kind of joking that John Henry's going to offer him 2 years. Which would have been left on his contract. But you're right. And I think part of it, Mike, you had said off air, is that Alex Bregman isn't getting the offers from other teams that he expected he was going to get. So I'm hoping the Red Sox keep Bregman. We need that leadership in the clubhouse.
All right, let's get to our picks. I'm still holding on to a slim lead. It was close. Dog closed the gap last week. He went 5-0 last week, I believe. So definitely closed the gap. So he's coming up hard. He's just pacing himself. That's what he was doing.
He's pacing himself, yeah.
The first game, a lot of good games. We're going to start with the Dolphins, 6-7, who are still alive, very much alive, at the Steelers, 7-5.
7-6, right?
I can't read my
7-6,
writing.
yeah.
So I got to go first here. Steelers are at home. They won last week against Baltimore. I don't have a lot of respect for Baltimore. Dolphins playing well. I'm going with the Dolphins on this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
You've got travel. Dolphins are a hot weather team. Pittsburgh's going to be cold.
Travel matters east to west.
Oh, I see. All right. They're heading into Pittsburgh. Gosh, I'm going to disagree with you. The Steelers win at home.
Dog?
Steelers have not lost a Monday Night Football game in Pittsburgh since the early 90s. That tradition will continue. Steelers.
All right. The Colts at 8-5 with Phillip Rivers at 44 years old is going to be the quarterback for the Colts. He signed this week to the practice squad. He got elevated just about 10 minutes ago that he is going to be starting the game at 44 years old. Hasn't taken a snap since 2021.
Yeah.
But he is starting, and he's at the Seahawks.
And how about this? Because of this, he's giving up his eligibility for the Football Hall of Fame.
No, there you go.
We're going to have to wait.
I got the Seahawks.
All right. I'm all in. I like old man strength. I'm going with the Colts.
All right.
Dog.
Seahawks. I don't think this is going to be pretty for old man Rivers. I know he's a grandfather. He's got grandkids to feed now.
Oh, Jesus. The Lions at 8-5, at the Rams at 10-3. The Rams did not look very super last week, but I think they're going to come back game. So I get the Rams.
I am taking the Rams as well. They're going to beat the Lions.
Rams.
All right. The Packers, the other big game. This is, the Patriots game's big. The Packers, big win last week against Chicago. At the Broncos, 11-2. So this is I'm going to go Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to hold serve on this one.
I have to consider this pick wisely because Dog is on my tail, and I'm saying that Dog is going to pick the Packers. I am going to pick the Packers.
All right. Dog?
I'm actually picking the Broncos in this
one. Dog, I can't believe you're going against your team.
That's
Can't win them all.
The order that we do it. All right, the last game obviously is going to happen. It happens to be the first game of the weekend, not including Thursday night. For some reason, this game is being played at 1:00 tomorrow. The Bills are at the Patriots. I believe the Patriots are going to win by a lot. I said that for a while, and I believe that. I believe the Patriots are better than most people think, even though they're 11-2. I got the Patriots winning this game.
I have the Patriots winning.
Patriots, Dog?
Buffalo Bills and new dad coming, Josh Allen.
That's going to be distracting. Maybe he's going to have to go to the hospital or something.
Yeah. Happy 100th show, guys.
100th show. Thanks for listening, and thank you, Keith, for calling in. Have a great week.